What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we're going to be talking about all of the Generation 7 cut content. There is a lot that we should have gotten in Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, including cut Pokemon. Oh, and there's a lot of cut Pokemon. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining a Pan fan by hitting that join channel member button below. So diving right into it, we're going to start with our Generation 7 cut Pokemon. And there was a massive spreadsheet that essentially listed all of the Pokemon that was going to be in the game. So using this spreadsheet, we were able to deduce, okay, this is what Pokemon were cut. So Lima was actually supposed to have a chicken Pokemon. And it was supposed to be based off of a red jungle fowl rooster. It was going to be a 2-stage rooster Pokemon, and it was going to be normal type. Now, we don't know if there was going to be anything else with it. This seems to be like essentially our rodent of the generation, because I don't think this Pokemon necessarily would have been a flying type. So, I mean, maybe it could have broken that cycle, but I think it's honestly good they didn't have a rooster that was just pure normal, because I think that's a little bit lame. But I would definitely love to see some sort of rooster Pokemon in the future. Now, the second Pokemon is a sea slug, which is called Menehune. Menehune is essentially a mythical race of dwarf people in the Hawaiian tradition, and they named this sea slug after it. And the sea slug was supposed to be psychic type. Now, it was actually supposed to be 2 different sea slugs. They didn't evolve into each other. There was a male one and a female one. Now, we don't know what they were going to do with this, but I do find this to be incredibly interesting. Next up, we have Turtonator. Now, everyone knows Turtonator, the fire dragon, and he was the counterpart to Drampa, doing the normal dragon Pokemon. But Turtonator originally was supposed to have 2 pre-evolutions, and this could have potentially been the pseudo-legendary of Generation 7 originally. We don't know what types they would have been, but I'm going to assume they would have been fire turtles, so maybe just fire, or maybe all fire and dragon. But I do think that is pretty cool what they could have done with the Turtonator line. Next up, we have even more cut 7 generation Pokemon, and we have Brockfish. Now, Brockfish is a water psychic Pokemon, but it was actually supposed to have a pre-evolution as well. And we know it's a water type, but we don't know it's going to be water and psychic. And it was supposed to be found in similar areas of Wimpod. So, would have been an earlier game Pokemon, at least the first form, but then they scrapped it and we got Brockfish in the game. Next up is Imotaro, which is a potato root vegetable. Now, we don't know what type this is, but I assume because this is a potato, it was originally supposed to be a grass type Pokemon. Imotaro is supposedly like sweet and creamy, so I don't know. It would have been interesting to have a potato Pokemon. Personally, I mean, they could have gone with a coconut Pokemon, but I guess that's Exeggutor. And there was also supposed to be Cosmog, was supposed to have version exclusive forms. So instead of just evolving into Solgaleo or Lunala, there was actually supposed to be a version exclusive form for Cosmog, and then it would evolve into its thing. Instead of Cosmog being a split evolution, I think it's just easier at the end of the day just to have Cosmog split instead of having 2 versions of Cosmog. And then, yes, there was supposed to be fossil Pokemon in Generation 7, and the fossils that they were supposed to be was a rock water Pokemon and a rock something else. We don't know what they were going to do, but they never actually did anything with it, which is a little bit disappointing because I personally love fossil Pokemon. Now, talking about early game Pokemon, the original bug line wasn't necessarily going to be Vikavolt. They actually thought it was going to be a split evolutionary line. It was going to be a 3-stage bug, and it was going to have, its first form and then its middle form, which was like a chrysalis, and then it was either going to be a butterfly or a stag beetle. They ended up cutting out the butterfly part of it and ended up just going with Vikavolt. Now, I wonder if they were originally considering this to be an electric bug line when they were thinking about the butterfly, but it would have been pretty cool to see an electric butterfly. I would have been all about that. One last cut Pokemon, there is supposed to be a grass type lizard, which is similar to a green basilisk that was going to be running on water. It seems like this actually might have transformed eventually into the Salandit line, because this was a 2-stage grass type. So honestly, I'm not upset because Salandit being fire poison is really cool and they did a lot of great stuff with it, but we could have had a 2-stage Moto Grass Pokemon that would have been running on water, which would have been really neat too. Now, we have a bunch of features that were cut. There was a feature called Poke Planet. Poke Planet is a scrap feature that would have been present in conjunction with Festival Plaza. It would have been a central hub to various things like Pokemon and Me in scrapped dress-up mode. Pokemon would visit your planet through Street Pass. They could be seen interacting with planets in various ways. It's described as a game where you can enjoy living with Pokemon. In addition, you can also cultivate berries, place decorations on your planet, and watch Pokemon interact with them, and even change the planet type. So that would have been a really cool situation to have, especially on, you know, the 3DS, being able to walk around for different, like, street passing different Pokemon to each other. Would have been a neat little multiplayer feature, but we unfortunately never got it. Sun and Moon was supposed to have DLC. Sun and Moon was actually supposed to be the first Pokemon game to actually have DLC, and this was confirmed to take advantage of the 20th anniversary. They were supposed to add over 200 side quests to the game, including markers, description, and its own UI, which were all in the game code, but they never added DLC and they never added the 200 side quests they originally planned for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, they also were planning to celebrate the 20th anniversary with customizable button layouts, sprites, and even little banners on the bottom of your 3DS screen, like these wallpapers, which is really cool, but unfortunately, they never did it. But this is what they would have looked like if they allowed us to have them in the game. Now, there was also a multiplayer feature to be your own gym leader, establish your own gym leader. Once you become the league champion, you're allowed to make your own gym, have your own type, and customize how that gym looks, the type of the gym, and the trainers. And then this would be a multiplayer feature where, you know, people would be able to come visit your gym and battle them. And I really hope they would allow you to do this in the future, because I think everyone wants to have their own sort of gym and be able to officially host it in an online setting, which would have been really sick. So Z moves were actually originally going through a bunch of different names, and they went with Aura Boost originally. So Z Crystals, Z Ring was known as Aura Brace and Aura Prisms. And instead of Z Power, energy from the trainers themselves will be transferred over to the Pokemon. So it'll be the trainer's energy being utilized by the Pokemon to do a devastating attack. I personally think Aura is a way cooler term than Z, but it is what it is. And then there was actually another 20th anniversary celebration that we did not get. It was a special side quest called the 7 Kurt Balls Scattered in Alola. It's essentially is like collecting the Dragon Balls, but the event played out as it followed. A traveler from another region has lost 7 rare Pokeballs in Alola. Discover the 7 Pokeballs by exploring the region and interacting with NPCs. Once all 7 were collected, you were gifted them by the traveler. Traveler warrants there are only 1 of each. So it seems like it would have been super limited in that distribution, but I think stuff like that is actually just really cool. And then there was a new Pokemon featured called Mini Pokémon, and they were created by Omori. 18 types in total, cannot be encountered like regular Pokemon, instead are like finding an item, can activate O powers, give items, or simply run away if encountered in the overworld. If encountered during battle, they can give a variety of in-game battle effects depending on their mood. Instead of being logged in the Pokedex, they are logged in a Kuki's computer. They're uncatchable. Instead of dex entries, they give notes written by Professor Kuki. The rarest mini Pokemon was the normal type and can be found on any island. So we were supposed to get another type of collectathon in the game that were mini Pokemon, but it seems like we may never get that in the future. Now, the Battle Frontier was supposedly supposed to return in a new iteration called the Battle Cruise. It was filled with several facilities like the battle deck or a puzzle facility that was focused on shogi, and you know, you're supposed to do a bunch of battles, and it would have been a big expansion on the whole battle tower and Battle Frontier. Travel the world aboard a cruise, engaging in battles and communications with other trainers. 23 ports in total, some featuring cities from previous regions such as Castelia City and Vermilion City. The more battles you win, the more popular you become. Special trainers from other regions will start challenging you there at their ports. Trainers aboard the ship are called cruise trainers. In various interactions and battles, you can bond and deepen with them, allowing you to do special things with rare trades. If your bond reaches max with them, you can even team up with the other cruise trainers in the facilities. Some of the facilities included Deck Battle, a standard battle facility where the goal is to win consecutively. After a certain amount of wins, you can challenge the battle captain. Team Battle, a form of battle with other cruise trainers to win into this facility. The key is to deepen your bonds with other cruise trainers. Fast Battle, a battle facility where Pokemon battle in a simplified system that even beginners can enjoy. Training Center, a fun place to learn how to hone your skills in battle via puzzles, quizzes, and shogi. Utilize the rental battle even if you don't have your own Pokemon to use. Event Hall, a special meeting ground for cruise trainers and other special guests. Events such as concerts and parties can be held here to deepen your relationship with others abroad. Special encounters may even be possible. Grow Up, a center where standard Pokemon training facilities are daycare, judge, and a ground for hatching. Investing BP in the center increase and unlock new functions. So that would have been really sick to get, and I really hope they can do this in future Pokemon games, because seriously, they have been lacking in these post-game features a lot. And we also get early concept art and the final product of the Alolan League here. And that is everything we know that was cut from Generation 7, but Generation 7 was supposed to be an insanely beefy game with all the Pokemon that was cut, with all the post-game features and all the DLC and side quest content, but unfortunately, we just did not get it. And unfortunately, we haven't seen this content in future Pokemon games yet, so maybe we'll never get these things, but hopefully maybe in Generation 10, we'll get a couple of these cool features. But let me know in the comment section below what Pokemon was your favorite. I think personally, I am really excited about the, I would say the snail would have been my favorite of this group here. There's just a lot of cool ones, but I definitely think the snail or maybe the electric butterfly would have been my favorites. But let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, hope you have a good one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.